What's good, guys? This is Kia's Eye View, and there are some things that I just don't say out loud. So, let me tell you about a time when, during the time I was driving transit, I was I would say semi, which you would call assaulted. Had a situation where I was driving a bus early morning, which you can call for some people late night, early morning, about maybe 3, 4 in the morning, to start out with. And I had early, what you would call a early straight run, where I would come in, 3 something in the morning. I'd probably get off maybe noon, about noon or 1 o'clock in the afternoon, which is the kind of shifts that I love to do. And this particular time, I had a situation where I was headed downtown in my city, and I had a situation where it's, still dark outside. You're still dealing with people that are walking the streets at night. And I had a situation where I had a guy get on my bus that was very, very, very disturbing, was trying to disturb and disrupt the whole entire bus at 4 o'clock in the morning, which didn't sit well with me. So protocol is to usually call into control, get some assistance when you have someone, disrupting the bus, being irate, being, disturbing other customers and passengers, just commuting and trying to go on about their day. And to start with, this person did not pay to get on a vehicle, and I have seen this person prior to picking them up this time, so I already knew to be alert and pay attention to what was going on in the back of the vehicle while trying to operate the bus, which was older guy that was, walking around, playing musical chairs in the seat, sitting next to people, kind of like, taunting them, intimidating them, and, just being very, very, a nuisance to the people that were riding the bus at this early morning, which were mainly commuters. There was a hospital that I would usually drop off at, and all of the people would commute to the hospital. These are workers, and I think it was during the time of maybe around the time we were having COVID going on, and so there were a lot of essential workers, and no one wants to deal with someone in their space when we were supposed to have, social distancing. It was not supposed to be any closeness of the sort, and you have someone that, what you will consider someone that's outside all night, and, they hop on the bus because they either want to be warm or they want to be cool, depending on the weather, so they'll get on, and for the most part, you won't have people disturbing people, but sometimes it is uncomfortable for, a paying passenger. So the protocol is to call it in. So that's what I did. So when I called it in and I spoke to someone from the control center, I was instructed to stop the vehicle, open both doors so that the passenger would attempt to get off, which did not happen because most times people that are what I would call streetwalkers, or maybe homeless, or looking just for they want to ride the bus back and forth, they would tend to hop on, and they tend to know the protocol because they've been called in on several times. So this ties into reasons why I love what I do now as a charter driver versus being a transit operator. And some people can take the heat in that kitchen, but I was one that had very, very low tolerance for things of the sort where I felt like I was in danger a lot of the time. And so when I went to stop the bus, open both doors, that's when the passenger became irate. He started to use a lot of profanity. He started to call me out of my name, and he started to get upset because he understood what was going on. He knew the system. He knew exactly what I was doing, and he was upset about it. So he continued to taunt everyone else, and then eventually I called it back in, and I continued to move the bus because he threatened me if I didn't move it. So as I was moving the bus, I let the control center know that I would stop at a certain location where I would be expecting the police to be, which didn't happen. It ended up being a supervisor instead. And then the passenger became more irate because we were both two females and he was a male, and he didn't feel at all that he had to, de-escalate or calm down at all. So he continued to taunt me. He started to taunt her, and the situation escalated. There were food passengers that were males that were offering to get the passenger off the bus, but as a professional, we can't allow them to do that because that's putting them in danger, which was much appreciated that there are still good Samaritans around that would want to help, but that wasn't their position to try to, intervene with a situation that they shouldn't have been in to begin with. So what happened was the supervisor then decided to call for the police. At this point, I was actually being cornered by the irate passenger. I was being threatened. At a point, he decided to go to the back of the bus, and the supervisor then, kind of rushed me out of the seat. That way I can get off the vehicle. And at that time, the passenger tried to rush me. He tried to attempt to maybe, I don't know what he's attempting to do because I can't, speak for him. But at the time, he tried to rush me as I tried to get out of the seat. And when the police arrived, they were able to, subdue him, get him, put him in the police car, and he calmed down immediately because of the force of, it being authorities. And of course, he's going to change, the whole mindset most people do when they see authority. They kind of like change their behavior, become more calm because, they feel they're brought down to a position to comply, I guess. And I say all of this to say that, and then the result of that was me being very upset, me being very, shaken up, wasn't able to finish my shift the rest of that day. I mean, I didn't have much time that I would have to do. I think I was almost I wasn't halfway through it. I actually was on the very beginning. Now that I think about it, it was the beginning of my shift. So I sat out a little while, and I think that I sat at my location just to, relax a little bit. And to sum it all up, I had to write a long report, go through, the whole emotions of calming down and feeling how I felt, only to see the person later on at that time. And I say all of this to say that when you're dealing with the public, when you're a transit operator, it can be very difficult. So when you're out there trying to be patient with them and try to understand the stress they go through on a daily, because I've did it for years and I got to a point where it was too overwhelming for me. I try to maintain professionalism all the time, which I do a great job doing. I know no one has to tell me. But with transit, I had a hard time with wanting to come to work, wanting to, I was very, anxious all the time. I wasn't comfortable, so I had to make the best decision for me, which was charter driving. And I get to travel, I get to see people and things that I've never seen. And it is a great great achievement for me. It was a decision that I made to better my life, so to speak, and to add more to my career than I've already. To sum up this video, I would like to say that sometimes it may be long nights, overnights, long days, long hours, but I enjoy every minute, every second. I wouldn't say every second, let's take that back, but and I wouldn't say every minute either, because there are times, and let's be for real, and with jobs and careers where you have your ups and downs. You have times where you're frustrated, you have times where your emotions get the best of you, but you have to learn to navigate through those things. That's what being a professional is. And I know nowadays it's even harder. You see so many unprofessional things. I don't try to be what back in, I guess, what I used to hear when I was younger is like people say, oh, they used to call you goody goody or goody two shoes, or you just trying to be whatever. Now, this is how I was raised. This is the type of person that I've always been. And I never shy away from it. I never change who I am as a person. I'm me, and that's why I've come as far as I've come. And I am proud of my accomplishments. I'm proud of how far I've came. And I love the fact that doing what I do now, my manager sees it, or doing what I've done in the past jobs I've had, I was also seen. And that's because I maintain the same kind of personality, the same kind of work ethic, the same kind of just being me that I've always maintained. Why change? Now, with all that being said, that's my view from Kia's eyes. And if you want to give me some more feedback, you want to hear some more stories, because I got them for days. Great ones too. So when you go to, there's going to be all kind of stories. I mean, I told you before, personal, work-wise, how I learn and grow from all of my experiences. So drop some likes, some comments. Love the comments, and subscribe to the channel. All right, peace.